Good morning. Thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word. I'm Barry Bryson, and we're continuing our study of Matthew's Gospel. We're in chapter 6, and we're going to read verses 1 through 4 today. Beware of practicing your righteousness before men to be noticed by them. Otherwise, you have no reward with your Father who is in heaven. When therefore you give alms, do not sound a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be honored by men. Truly I say to you, they have their reward already in full. But when you give alms, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your alms may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will repay you. I want to read this the way Jesus has taught us to read Scripture. Is this just about coins, or is it about acts of service, that we give what is needed to someone who has need? And I think clearly, reading the rest of the New Testament, bearing one another's burdens and everything that we're told to do, not to be weary with doing good, it's the latter. So he's talking to us about meeting the needs of those who are in need as a way of expressing our love to God. We introduced this section yesterday. We said that verses 1 through 18 are about the ways that we, in our personal, private relationship with God, express love to Him. There are love languages, and there's the famous book, The Languages of Love, and the languages of love are identified in various ways, but basically there's the communicating verbally, saying the words. There's physical affection. There's time spent together, and then there are tokens, and we all have primary love languages, and we all need to be told that we're loved in all four languages, but some are more important than others. And if we're not told in our primary language, then we don't get the message. But Jesus is identifying three love languages through which we express love to God. And the first one is an act of service and provision for others who are in need. If we really want to say to God, I love you, then we'll give. The blessings that He has already given to us, we will share with those who are in need. And He mentions specifically almsgiving. And He talks about how people do this, but they like to be seen doing it. And that they already have their reward in full. If that's what you want, is to be seen, okay, you were seen. And that's what it's worth. That's the value of it to you. And that's all the value to you that you're going to get out of it, because it wasn't between you and God. It was between you and you to display something in front of the crowd. That's what Jesus says. It's interesting that Jesus has talked about reward all through the Sermon on the Mount, which can seem mercenary if we think about it in terms of being paid off at the end. But if we think about it in terms of being productive, of bearing fruit, of having the kind of growth, the kind of blossoming that God intends for us to have, which I think is indeed what Jesus is talking about, and ultimately reaching our goal as the ultimate reward, then it doesn't seem mercenary at all. In fact, how can we think that this is mercenary reading what we've just read in these verses? So we do them in secret. There's no way to help somebody in need. There's rarely a way to help somebody in need when someone doesn't know that has happened. I mean, it's just such a special thing to do, to meet the particular need that someone has in the moment that need is felt. There's almost always someone in on the secret, but it's not for that. And the minute that it becomes for that, even a little bit, is the moment that it becomes only for that. So anyway, that's the first way that we show God we truly love Him. We show Him we love Him by meeting the needs of others in their moment of need, by giving back the blessings that God has given us to Him by way of giving those blessings to those who are in need of those blessings. We'll talk about prayer next time. Thank you so much for joining me for another 5 good minutes.